Hey, hello. Hey, here we are, Christmas Eve, and we're out here in the shop. We're doing some fun stuff. We're cooking a brisket there, and I've been on that since 6 o'clock this morning. Today we're working on Sportsman 450s and 570s. We're trying to fix a problem where if you hit a rock or do anything to compromise the structure of this, if you just dent this just a little bit,
this gets dented, then my hair just ain't gonna look right.
there's a raised section here, or recessed section on this side, is raised on the other, that will come into contact with your oil pan, like this one did. And what it does, it'll wear a hole through your oil pan, and then you lose your oil, and before you know it, you're ruined your engine. Or if you do not happen to hurt this, or if you do a little bit and your motor mount fails, the engine comes down and lays on there, and it'll do the same thing. So keep an eye on your engine mounts. These things tend to go bad fairly quickly. And but anyway, our fix is we're going to cut where this is already dented in, and extremely hit some extreme rocks here. We're gonna cut this across here and up, and basically just cut this section out and get rid of this raised rib. And then out here I've made some templates out of cardboard, and we're gonna either do just a skid plate just around the area, or we're gonna do a full skid plate that's got some bat wings that comes out and protects your feet from rocks, because the rocks, these tires tend to kick up rocks, or you come down on a rock and it'll hit your foot and bend your footwell really hard. I mean, like on this one, you can see where stuff is hitting here. And I've seen some of these where they've actually hit so hard on a rock they've bent them. So we're going to try to give these a little extra protection too. It's an option. You don't have to. If you just want to go lighter, and just do this little section here. But anyway, that's what we're doing today. Besides cooking a little brisket out here, we're doing a all-day brisket cook. Oh yeah, that baby's looking good. So we're multitasking today in the winter wonderland, Christmas Eve. Yeehaw. One more pattern to go. Okay, so that's my first one, and that's my second one. And one of these I'm going to save for a template so we can take it into the local machine shop and have them save it on their plasma cutter table. Next, I'll cut the bigger one out, and we'll take one of them and put on the bottom of this. After now I can cut this out and then lay that other plate in there. And our brisket is doing good. We're slow cooking. Now that I've got that cut out, we can either go with this plate, which will go just like that, or we can go with this full skid that we cut out. Yeah. Go with this full skid, and you have to just start working it around. But this was a little bit heavy version, and you can go with a little bit lighter steel too. This doesn't have to be as thick as this, but yeah, you got a couple of options here. I cut out all the little holes to let debris and water and oil or whatever fall through so you can clean it out. We need to replace that U-joint. We can do that real quick before we put the skid plate on. Is that even moving? Spray a little bit of penetrating fluid down in that. I don't know that we're moving anything. I don't even want to budge. Wow. What the hell? Not seeing anything at all. We're off the top. Now I gotta come back up. And hopefully it'll. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot nicer to us. Oh, thank you for your cooperation. Yeah, okay, so I'm just explaining what I'm doing. What I'm doing here is taking these little, why don't you focus? There's these little clips right here, and I've already started this one, knocking it out, but yeah, take a hammer and you pop those clips out, like that one. God, this thing, okay. Anyway, that's where these little clips live, is in this groove. Right here is where I'm knocking those clips out of. There's one up here too. Sometimes they'll go flying though across the shop, but get the clips out, then we can start knocking these out of here. Okay. There's a million ways to do this. This is just what I've found. It's the easiest way. I support that yoke on the two sides of the vise, and then I just get one like that. The other one like that. And this side should pop. Oh, close my vise up just a little bit. That one. My nose is running. There it goes. Okay, got that one. Now we'll kind of do the same thing here. Close the vise up a little bit. Got it. All right. It comes with grease zerks and everything. Couple different angles and whatnot, but there's no way to grease it from where we're at. So what I mean by not being able to grease it is it's in a tight spot where you can't get a grease gun or a greaser even in there. So that's what I mean. And we're just going to cap it and seal that hole up and be done with it. I'll just put this cap in there because we're not going to be able to get to that. Okay, I got the cap in that, and now we're going to start reassembling here. So we're going to take a couple of the caps off for sure and set them aside. And then I'm going to take one cap, get it started just a little bit. And we're going to get this started in there. All right. Try to line both of those up. Now this you can actually usually just squeeze them together at the same time, and that way it stays lined up with the U-joint. Sometimes it's not, but I think it will. We can go ahead and probably just tap this together. Okay, we want to try to get our clips in there. There, that popped in. Now we gotta get this side. Alright, kind of similar thing. Weird. Okay, now we're going to grab our other two caps, being careful to keep all our needles in the cap. I'm going to try to put our keeper on that cap right now. Hold that. It's easier now, maybe. Sometimes you could use our thumb to get them in there, but oh, it's hard on thumbs. Very hard on thumbs. Get in there. There we go. Cap in there now. Get started. Don't want to lose our needles. Okay. See if we can get our other cap on. Same trick. We'll put an old cap on this side. Like so. Get it centered. There's a little bit of tension, and then now we should be able to reach through and knock our yoke over a little bit. Punch. Knock it in. Good keeper? Yep. Okay, with any luck. Haha. Keeper is in. Yay! And that keeper is in. Yay! Now this one, since I can get to the U-joint on this one, because it's up front, so I went ahead and put the Zerk fitting in there and aligned it, so because I think I can get to that one once it's installed. Okay, all done. Got our Zerk fitting aligned in the front one that I can get to, and we got a cap in the back one that I can't get to. And let's go put this dude back in. Okay, we're ready to put this dude back in. Hey, we can even see where our pin spring goes. Right there, where the short end is going to go. For the front, that's where, boom, boom. Put our pin spring through there. Anyway, let's see if we can get this dude fished up in there. Should go back together a lot easier, right? Okay. First, we're gonna start this end. You have to persuade it a little bit. And just a little more. Gently come up. There we go. We just got to put our pin spring in and line those two holes up and get our spring pin in. Okay, we've got our spring pin installer. Spring pin installer. Anyway, it's just basically a flat end that we're going to use to drive that dude in there with. Here we go. Okay. Kind of hard. I'm just going to kind of get started there real quick. And then, get this thing to move up. There we go. Okay, a little bit more. Just a touch more. Perfect. Okay, we're just taking a look at this from the other side. But we've got it. There we go. We've got it. Now let's do our skid plate. Okay, we've got the skid plate up there now, and I'm just doing some fine adjustments and tweaks to it to get it where I want it, and I'm going to start spot welding it. Okay. Here we go.
I think you're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Yes, you are.
Your heart's an empty hole.
Make sure it's straight.
I asked for 3/4, not 5/8. Stay focused.
I think that is good. Alright, so we're going to tack it again up here and keep it from moving. Okay, we got this thing wrapped up. It's got a nice little bow to it, which will help glance off of rocks and stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the torch and heat it up right here where it it has the most stress, and we're going to relieve some of that stress just a little bit. And anyway, it's working. It's working really good. We're closing up the gaps here, and gosh, that's just going to be a wonderful protection for the bottom of that bike and protect you from rocks and whatnot. Okay, well, we got it all welded in. I even got a little coat of paint on it. But that's how it's gonna look. I'm gonna take and grind this, or trim it up a little bit, but it's reinforced so you can hook onto it, not fear pulling that off. And anyway, I think it came out pretty good. I haven't painted the bottom yet, just because it's hard to get up there, but that's how it turned out. It's got some holes in it to let things drain out. Got a little belly to it, which is good. That'll give it more clearance between the oil pan and the skid plate. It should never come into contact with that oil pan ever again, unless something really bad happens. But yeah. All right, so. Well, that gets us that far. Okay, we're gonna skid plate that one up next.
No one's denying.
Ow. Airbag's a little slow.